Good evening, Diego. So we're going to use this book, Understanding and Using English Grammar, 5th edition, the last one. But before, I would like to go back to Skype. That's where it's done. So that is the subject. Here's the subject for this week. You should spend about 40 minutes on this task. All education, primary, secondary, and further education should be free to all people and paid by the government. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? So the thing is to be able to focus 40 minutes, no more, and to write at least 250 words. That means you can have less, but can be around. Not too much. It's better to not go over 250. So midterm, mid something, the student took their midterm exams, okay? So it's funny because if you have, just the word bear and bearing, okay. So anyway, bearing the dedication of this book, okay. Glimmer, I saw glimmer in her eyes, okay. My body propped her up. Well, you need to be a little bit more specific here. Closure, there is no you here. Closure, was this closure? Okay. Eulogy, I have the eulogy of at Casey's funeral. You need to explain more. Flying insect, okay. Cottage, we have dragonflies all around our cottage every year. Marvel, a rainbow of colors, and a marvel to watch. So be careful, because you are taking a British exam, you need to have the British spelling. Color with O-U here, C-O-L-O-U-R-S. So we're going to have to work on that to make sure you're not losing points like that. So pond, a little pond in the muddy water. Well, you can just specify saying like in the pond you have different Japanese fish. Okay. Lily pads, muddy water in the lily pads. Okay. Beetle, water beetle. This is also an insect. Stem, and the stem of the flower of the plant. You're not explaining here. Irresistible urge. It's like I have an irresistible urge to go to the bathroom. Okay. Slender. Okay. Well, skinnier. Sword. He flew. Diego. He flew. And sword. Okay. Joyous new life. Joyful, joyous, joyful. Okay. Compliment. What you give some compliments, to say some good stuff to people. Awful. Awful. It's like, this cake is awful. It's disgusting. Or he's an awful guy. He never says hello or whatever. Updraft. Eagles catch the updraft and rise above it. Okay. Conquering. To conquer, even when conquering seems impossible. It's like divide and conquer. Read The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Very, very classical. The classic. It's not literature. It's more like the art of war and the art of business. Scrutiny, public scrutiny, like when people want to know what the president has eaten in the morning, or celebrity stuff. Grilled, my expression different from what. Well, grilled sandwich, grilled salmon, food. Okay. So anyway, that is the subject we did. So that is there was an article about Jair Bolsonaro saying that he was not dealing with the situation, the crisis, very well. He wants to get back to force people to work, even taking a lot of risks. So, to stumble is to trip while walking, but you don't fall. You almost fall. Almost. The M is the almost. A-L-M-O-S-T, sorry. I'm going on a trip. It is a noun, and to trip is a verb. So to savor, it's more like to appreciate the flavor of something. Also to make it longer, to make it last longer. Okay? So, yeah, we talked about that. It's just a few questions I was asking you. And, well, I'll tell you tomorrow when I made my decision for the... I got it. I got it the other day. It's done. I'm gonna work like a slave now. And, but I made up my mind, finally. So, just going back a bit in time, because I remembered I didn't have time to send you this. Okay, so to lay off employees is to lay them off. That's like some kind of a phrasal verb. You can separate the pronoun from the verb, okay? But at the same time, some of them can't, okay? The present perfect. What is a present perfect? We use a present perfect with some words, especially since and for, because we are talking about a duration, okay? An action that is not an ongoing action, ing. It's more like a long action that was lasting for, you know, X amount of time if we use since and for. It started in the past. The action can be up to now. I have worked for Google for 5 years. That means, well, am I still working there? Okay. I've been in this company for 5 years. I've been working in this company for 5 years. I'm still there. Okay. Or since 2015. I've waited for 5 hours. That means, am I still waiting? Okay. I've waited for 5 hours. Or I have been here for 5 hours. I'm still there. I'm still waiting. I'm still sitting, whatever. So, exercise 8, page 30, understanding and using grammar, 5th. So, page 30. Let's just go back there. Okay, so let me just see if the page... No, I'm far from it. Okay. Exercise 8. Let me just check. Yeah, exercise 8. Okay. So, Richard and Sylvia have lived in a log cabin, like that, since they moved to Canada. Since Sylvia was a child, she has loved the outdoors. Richard wanted to live in the woods since he first has wanted to live in the woods since he first went camping with his parents. They saw a lot of wildlife since they have bought their property. Since they left the city, they have felt a lot more relaxed. Okay, so the present perfect here, we have, you know, can talk about events that have or haven't happened before now. The exact time of the event is unspecified. So look at the timeline. We don't know when. It's not the same as the simple past. Simple past, we have a better idea of when the action was completed. Okay. So, have you ever seen snow? No, I haven't. I've never seen snow, but Anna has seen snow. Have you finished your homework yet? I still haven't finished mine. Jack has already finished his. Okay, so we can use adverbs like ever, never, yet, still, already, and lately to use the present perfect. Okay, present perfect. Perfect. So now we have has recently finished a work, has just finished a work, has finished a work. So we can also use the present perfect with just and recently, emphasizes, you know, that an action was recently completed. So Sarah has recently finished her work, has just finished. So we just add this kind of you know, this kind of adverbs in order to change a bit the moment of the action. So the first one is more like never ever, la la la. We don't know when it started. We don't know if it really happened. It's pretty vague on this level. Here we just finished, we just completed an action. And here, look, beginning of term. So we have, let's say, I have had 3 tests so far this term. I have met many people since I came here. So we can also express an event that has occurred repeatedly from a point in the past up to the present time. The event may happen again. Repeated event, taking test. Okay, so the time frame is from the beginning of the term up to now. Meeting people from the time I came here up to now. Okay. So the ideal is to go through a lot of exercises. Okay. So here, you know, where have your colleagues have worked so far? You still haven't finished or looked at the project, discussed the project, okay? Worked, you still haven't worked on the project, still haven't to begin, begun. So this is not the past participle. Okay. What hasn't your team done yet? Seen or normally tried yet, etc., etc. So we're gonna go through that. Yes, another thing about the past participle. Okay, so you want English, British English. Okay, dreamed or dreamt. You can say both, but sometimes some British prefer, you know, dreamt. Okay. So anyway, I'm gonna go through the British versus American. Okay, because it's gonna be very important. So to come back to the here, it snows. It always snows. Simple past. Okay. Oh yeah. I understand what I did here. So simple present. You know, I drink water every day. The present continuous. I'm drinking water right now. Simple past. I worked yesterday. One particular time in the past, completed action. Simple future. Future simple. I will study English tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. And you also have the near future. I'm going to study. So present progressive, I'm speaking right now. I'm leaving tomorrow at 5. The past progressive is like I was doing something. I was sleeping, but I was interrupted by the simple past. I was sleeping when you called me. Future progressive, I will be studying English when you call me tomorrow at 5. Okay. So when are you going to do tomorrow afternoon? You will be doing something at a particular time in the future. It's already planned. So the perfect tenses, present perfect, past perfect, future perfect, conditional, past and present. You need to give me an example of each. I forgot the last time. One example for each tense. The breed is like what kind of animal you're gonna take. What kind of a car? Not a car, a dog you're gonna take. So there are different breeds. Okay. Labrador, Golden Retriever, German Shepherd, etc. So anyway, that is done. I know you were busy the last time, so don't worry about that. Okay, but still, let's make sure the past tenses are completely understood. We're gonna take time, but you need to understand clearly what's going on this level. Okay. You have a good evening, and I'll talk to you on Thursday, which is tomorrow. Bye bye.